Hello guys and welcome to my channel once again at Lola Superstar World. I have to say 2024 has definitely been a year to reckon with. I mean, so much has gone on. On the 3rd of January when Cat Williams says this will be the year of exposure, I mean, whoa, we're in July and still things are coming out. But what I want to say today, what I want to talk about today is the lady on the ticket, Kamala Harris. What is going on? I definitely feel that we are living in a time of biblical proportion and prophecies. We're definitely entering into a new phase. Could we be potentially looking at the new president of America? I mean, what is going on? I mean, we can't be overly too surprised. A lot of people have been questioning whether Joe Biden was ready to take on Trump in November for this next coming election. So should we be so surprised? I'm just aghast, absolutely aghast as what is going on. Please watch and we will talk more.
As President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race.
It's not too far-fetched to say that Babylon the Great has fallen. This could be found in Revelation 18. Babylon the Great has fallen, and we need to come out of her. We Christians, we children of the Most Highs, us people that are waving the banner of righteousness. It's time for us to separate ourselves from Babylon the Great because it is falling and it will drag as many people down with it as it possibly can. And the thing is, this separation is not just physical, it's spiritual too. I definitely believe that we are entering into a new phase, into an end time phase, into a beast system, into a period where you can only buy and sell with a digital mark. We're not too far-fetched away from it. And we need to start putting on our full armor of Christ and find a quiet place to commune with our God and get revelations, directions, and fortify our lives. Things are changing in this world, and we need to brace for a fast impact. And I think these are just the warning signs. These are the phases of the warning signs. I mean, there has been quite a few that has been taking place over the years. I can say at least since 2024, if not before that. In Revelation 6, it talks about the seals, the 6 seals that are opening. These 6 seals that can be found in Revelation 6 are an indication of the times that we are moving into. They're like a spiritual light bulb. It's like a flickering that we are now moving into the end days. The end days where the beast will be in control and he'll be given 42 months to do his most on the earth. But before that happens, before everybody's fully in the beast system locked in, there are stages of events that will happen. So in Revelation 6, it talks about the first seal being opened. And it reads from verse 2. So this is Revelation 6 verse 2. And it reads, "And I saw and behold a white horse, and he sat on him, and a bow and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer." I'll end it there. So that's saying that spirit, the white horse, the spirit of that white horse will have the ability for war, to cause war on the earth. Right about now, there are war. There's also rumors of war. There's a multitude of wars going on in the world, or there's even war brewing up, or even civil war in a lot of countries that are brewing up. Let's see what's going on in Kenya. There's been situations on the news about Bangladesh, so many other different countries where there is kind of like an ongoing riot between the people and the government because of resources, a lack of resources, and a lack of a mismanagement of the government taking care of their people. So there's that going on. That's the first horse. And then the second seal. So I'll continue with that, and I will read from chapter 6, and that is verse 2. And there it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat there to take peace from the earth, and that they would delete one another, and there was given to him a great sword." So once again, this is war. This is an increased amount of war. war. This is an increased amount of the loss of life. Not only are we talking about the loss of life in war, but we're talking within civilians or within everyday settings, husbands, wives, people. Right about now, you watch the news, no matter what country you are in, the level of crime and wickedness is increasing in the world. And as that increases, life is being deleted. That's in the second horse. And I'll continue further with the third horse. I'll continue now with the third seal being opened. So that goes from Revelation 6, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he sat on him, and had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the fourth beast say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." This is the third seal. That's talking about inflation. Inflation has been going up since 2020 during COVID, even before that, but it definitely took a distinctive turn during COVID, which was 4 years ago. We're now in 2024, and a lot of the price hikes that have gone up haven't really gone down. They have a bit in UK. Our petrol prices are, they're varying, but yeah, it hasn't been lower than £1.20 a litre since 4 years ago. I don't even think it's gone below 1.13. So inflation, and this is just in the UK, we're talking about our petrol, but what about electricity and food? The prices went up 4 years ago, and they have continued to go up. They've slowed down. But in other countries, it's a lot worse. In other countries, where maybe in the UK, our petrol prices have come down a bit. In other countries, it's skyrocketing. Right about now in Europe, there's so many countries, so many holiday destinations, Spain, Tenerife. They are protesting against their government about too many tourists coming to their shores or to their islands. And the reason why they're protesting, even though tourism is a major part of the economy for those countries, but the people that live there, then the nationals that live there, they've been priced out. They are homeless. They've got nowhere to live in their own country because their government is pushing so much more on tourism and neglecting them. So there's an uprise. How do you live in a country that is a hotspot where millions of people flock to every year, but yet the people that live there, the nationals that live there, are homeless on the street? So there's a lot of inflation going on, and this is everywhere. No country is exempt, and this is part of the third seal. And unfortunately, it looks like things will only get worse. And these are, like I said, these are signs or indicators that we're getting closer and closer to the beast system, closer and closer to when the beast is on his belittled throne, and he's going to exert his powers. Let me continue to the fourth seal that is opened. So the fourth seal can be found in Revelation 6 from verse 8. This is what I'm going to read. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, deletion word, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to delete life with sword, and with hunger, and with deletion, and with the beast of the earth. So once again, we're on to the fourth seal now. With every seal that I've read so far, the deletion of life, it increases and it increases. But this one specifically, this pale horse, it was given the power to delete a fourth of the earth. Right about now, we have roughly 8 billion people on the earth at the moment, roughly, give or take. So if this pale horse has been given the ability to take away a fourth of mankind, we're looking at roughly 2 billion people. By the time this spirit of this horse has done their job, at least a fourth of the earth will be taken out. COVID-19, and there was a lot of loss of life during that time. They didn't even take out that many people. So this is telling you the magnitude of what is going to be going on. And to dig deeper, it said this deletion of life that will be happening globally around the world, this pale horse, this spirit of the pale horse, will be given the ability or the power to do this through the sword, through hunger. So we're talking about famine, a lack of resources, poverty, and with the beast of the earth. So there'll be a lot of wild beasts from the sea, from the earth. Things are going to get wild with the creatures of the earth, and they will be given the ability to delete life. In Revelations chapter 6, verse 9, we see the fifth seal being opened. And I'll read, "And when he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held." I'm going to skip to the 11th verse. "And the white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be eliminated, deleted of life, as they were, should be fulfilled." So this is talking about the persecution of Christians, the persecution of those that love God, that fear God, and that will refuse to bow down to that serpent, that will refuse to adhere to the commands of the beast system. And in this third seal, those that are holding strong for Christ, they will be persecuted. The same way Jesus was slain and crucified for us, the same way his disciples were persecuted and eliminated for us. The persecution of those that love and fear God and are upholding his commandments, they will be slaughtered. Not everybody, but power will be given unto that spirit or those demonic spirits during those times to eliminate those that serve gods. And because it's written in the Bible, it will happen. And part of the reason why it's happened is so that, one, they can gain their white robes, and they will be among those that have already been eliminated, lost their lives for serving God. So there's a few more. There's a few more people, a few more martyrs for Christ, a few more souls that will be taken out in that ways. But as Christians, or as people that serve God, we should fear not, because it is prophesied this will happen to some people. Not everybody that serves God and that is holding up their banners. Everyone has a different path, but it will happen the same way. Jesus Christ, he knew before he came that he was going to be slain. It had to happen. Even though when he was getting closer to that point, he didn't allow the spirit of fear to come to him, because it had to be done. Prophecy had to be fulfilled so that we human beings will have a chance through Christ to seek our salvation and to be able to make it back to heaven. So this will happen within the fifth seal. So I'm continuing on to the sixth seal, and that could be found in Revelation 6, verse 12. And I'll read, and it says, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of air, and the moon became as blood, and the star of heaven fell upon the earth, and even as a fig tree casteth their untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind." What does that remind you of, you guys? It reminds me of the Matrix. During the time of the Matrix, there was no more sunlight. They said AI, the technology, had blackened the sky, or blackened the sun. But yeah, there was no sunlight there. Obviously, this has not happened yet. This sixth seal has not happened. We still have sunlight, thank God, praise Jesus, and we still have the moon. So this clearly has not happened yet. But this is what will happen in the sixth seal. There's a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to read a bit more further to the seventh seal, and that can be found in Revelations, that is in chapter 8. So I'm just skipping through a bit, and it says, "And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of an hour and a... Oh, okay, sorry. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. And I saw the seven angels which stood before God, and to them which were given the seven trumpets." Praise Jesus, praise God. From what I've read so far, I feel like we're currently in the stages of the third seal. I think we're in the third seal, and we are literally knocking on the door of the fourth seal, if we're not already there already. And like I said, I believe that and there's many different parts in the Bible that will kind of give you a breakdown of the signs of the, the last days, the end times, or the mark of the beast. And I feel like what's happening now, especially within the American government scene, I feel like this is definitely a knock on the door, or we've been rolled into a new era where Kamala Harris is the lady of the hour right now. She's on the ticket. She's the lady of the hour right now. And with that, I do believe we're emerging into a new phase. And that is the phase of the beast system. We are merging into that phase, and we need to be ready. This is everybody. All nations, all languages, all tongues. Are we ready to live in that world? This is a time where we need to seek God. We need to pray. We need to put on the full armor of God. These things are happening, and they are coming. We are the generation. We're already in these seals. We're already halfway through the seals. We're in the third seal, and the third seal talks about inflation. And we're not that far forth from the fourth seal. We could already be in the fourth seal at the moment. With climate change right about now, we don't know how food harvests or how food, is going to be within 2025. Already they're talking about people potentially eating plants or eating insects. That is Bill Gates. There's so many GMO foods all over the world. What's gonna why is real food being replaced with GMOs? What's happening to the real food? So there's so many things that make you question. These seals are happening, and with it there is the elimination of life. So we need to prepare. Because what is happening now and the way this changeover, not a lot of people are happy with it. There's a lot of people in America right about now that are just very concerned. We're hearing the words coup. We're hearing underhand works have been taking place. We're hearing that maybe, I say allegedly, President Biden was pushed out. There's so many things that are coming out. And I'll say allegedly. The streets are talking, the news are talking. And listen to a few of these clips, and we'll go from there and see. Let's hear what the world is saying.
So he accused the Democratic Party of rigging the nomination process by endorsing Kamala Harris, he went on to say, whom he described as monumentally unpopular. That's absolutely the case. Remember, she won 0 delegates when she ran. 0. None. He argued that this decision is the easiest way to secure the campaign war chest.
A world that said, come and let us worship other gods. There is no God. I am God alone, and there is none beside me, nor any with me. I stand alone. And those who know me, they already trust me. Nothing they hear can shake their faith. Nothing they can be ever told will make them believe that I forsake the righteous. I keep the righteous. I will protect you. I will protect your children. Even the grandmother with you, she will not feel afraid. My presence will dwell with you. You will have peace and calm in the midst of storms. You trusted me when I told you to store up in the good years faith. When I told you, fill your lamps with oil, you listened. And now as this transitional government begins to make its plans to step out into the open, America, won't you receive a shock in your political arena is the word. Won't you receive the shock of your life when power changes hands without ballots? You will learn, you stubborn nation. You will learn. By the things you suffer, you will learn. You will believe me when I speak. You will no longer ask yourself, who is this that reveals the hidden things? As you experience the hidden things, your memory will tell you, we were told and we laughed. We were warned and we mocked. And now here we are. We are in it. We are living it. The news stations are telling us the reality that we were told before it happens. Behold, I tell you before it come. For when it comes, you shall know I am he. Who has the Lord given his counsel? To whom has he revealed his secrets? For the Lord does nothing unless he reveals his secrets to his friends.
I begin to